morning to you there. It's 6 o'clock. We're with you all the way through until 9 o'clock. Ben and Kate here in the hot seat from 6:30. First to our tops. Former England Test cricketer Gary Ballance has said he regrets using racist language against his former Yorkshire teammate Azeem Rafiq. The county is now undergoing pressure to release the full report after major sponsors have terminated their deals with the club. Let's speak to, I think probably to me and lots of other people, Yorkshire County Cricket Club sound like they're in a time warp in the 1970s. I mean, who ever describes using racist language as friendly banter these days? The Labour leader, Sir Keir Starmer, has accused the government of wallowing in sleaze after MPs voted to put Conservative Owen Paterson's suspension on hold and change the way their behaviour is regulated. It's quite a... Richard, listen, just get back to basics. I think many people say, who's Owen Paterson? What was he accused of? And what was the vote last night? Talk us through it.
Yeah, as a senior Tory...
Now, some really interesting and good news from the world of medicine. A study shows that the human papillomavirus, or HPV vaccine, is cutting cases of cervical cancer by nearly 90%. Cancer Research UK said the findings were historic and said it showed the vaccine was indeed saving lives. The jabs are routinely offered to school children aged between 11 and 13. Well, Dr. Hillary, since when have children been getting the HPV vaccine? Because I was thinking, would I have had it? I wouldn't have done, would I want? Because, you know, we all, you know, people of my age, certainly, you know, I put it off and put it off and put it off, and then you think, gosh, I've got to do it. Can we, you know, is that going to change for this new generation of young women, I guess? Plans for a tax on plastic packaging that does not contain at least 30% recycled plastic material will be looked at today. It's hoped the tax, which is set to be introduced next April, will encourage businesses to recycle more plastic packaging. A bird flu prevention zone has been declared across the UK to stop the spread of the disease among poultry and other birds. Chief Veterinary Officers say it's now a legal requirement for all bird keepers to follow strict biosecurity measures to help protect their flocks. Let's speak to... Morning, Nick. This has sort of come out as a surprise to me, I suppose. I didn't know there was a huge problem with bird flu at the moment. Now, Australian police have released an audio recording of the moment that their officers finally found an abducted 4-year-old girl. Cleo Smith had been locked in a house. Let's take a listen. Wow, it's incredible. So I was leaning in to try and listen to it. It's incredible to hear that. Cleo disappeared from her family's tent at a campsite nearly 3 weeks ago. Obviously, astonishing story that they found her alive in the end. Police say a 36-year-old man will be charged in connection with her disappearance later this afternoon. Now, Laura's here with the weather now, nearing the end of... and now Good Morning Britain is here with you all the way through till 9. Ben and Kate here from 6:30. But now let's get the news, travel and weather where you are. See you in a moment. Now, let me give you a quote. The Bahamas is not now and never has been the problem, but yet we are forced to pay the price. Those are the words, very powerful words, in fact, of the Prime Minister of the Bahamas after he spoke to world leaders attending the COP26 summit in Glasgow. If you're watching yesterday, our correspondent Noel Phillips has been reporting from the Bahamas, looking at the devastating impacts of climate change there. 24. Vic Hope is back. Thank you so much, Vic. Sorry, I haven't seen Ben or Kate in ages in the flesh, so now I'm overly excited, Vic. I apologise. We're very excited. Laura is part of our happy camp this morning. She has the weather for you.
Got more wine on the table because you two weren't there. Yeah.
Actually, she's proud of Britain she's been to, and I think partly because there just haven't been so many events generally, and so it felt super special.
It was.
I think it's
really lovely,
special, and they even quiet.
So, and was fantastic.
Thanks so much, Kate. The Labour leader, Sir Keir Starmer, has accused the government of wallowing in sleaze after MPs voted to put Conservative MP Owen Paterson's suspension on hold and change the way their behaviour is regulated. Plans for a tax on plastic packaging that does not contain at least 30% recycled plastic material will be looked into today. It's hoped that the tax, which is due to be introduced next April, will actually encourage businesses to start recycling more of their plastic packaging. In a way, you go, there's hope. You know?
Yeah,
destructing plastic.
And when you go...
She's just incredible, about 15 years old.
Yes, exactly. She said a chap down the road where she lives in her village was there, ironed their clothes, and he said, I'll be the first person to buy it off you.
Amazing. You've got to say...
What does this mean, then, for sort of cervical screening and so on? Because, you know, you know, people of my age, certainly, you know, I put it,
That's
you know,
right.
it doesn't work.
3,200 cases a year and about 2 deaths a day still. So vaccination will make a huge difference, and they're hoping to eliminate it completely.